Morning. It is the morning of day 9 today, and we made some really good progress yesterday. I've managed to get a version of the song ready to go. I need to do a bit more chopping up and a little bit of editing to the vocals to get it sounding right. The last few things left to do are to maybe edit the vocals a little bit more. I haven't actually shown you too much of the writing or recording process, and that's purely because I don't necessarily want to spoil the song for you. I'd rather have the lyrics almost come out like new on day 10. To be honest, there wasn't much to show, and when I was actually doing the recordings, I was using my phone for lyrics. Now, yeah, I could memorize the lyrics, but where I've changed them quite a lot over the last few days, it's been good to have them there as a reminder. So the majority of what you hear on a track, I actually did in one take because I wanted it to have that authentic feel, and I was having issues with multiple recordings where they would sound ever so slightly different, and so blending them together wasn't quite working. Other than that, the last few things we have to do is I've got to come up with a name for the song. I need artwork for the single, the final touches to the beat and the track. I mean, the next few steps are to get it ready to go onto Spotify and get some shorts cut together for things like Instagram and TikTok. Now, in my life, it's day 9, but as I'm recording this, it's currently, well, I guess day -1 for you guys. Tomorrow it'll be day 0, and then the day after that, it'll be day 1, because I thought that as I go back to work on Thursday, it's currently Tuesday, it would be a good idea for me to get ahead. So the 10 days you're seeing, I'm actually 10 days in the future. So remember that. So the idea behind that essentially is that when I do go back to work, I'm not necessarily forced to make videos every single day. So I think after this, I'm still toying with 2 ideas. Either I go on to make another track, or I do a music video. Now, I like the idea of doing another track in 10 days. I think that would be fucking fantastic. And maybe on the side of that, because I'm not too sure how long the music video will take to make and produce. By the time you're seeing this, I'll probably already have come to a decision on what I will be doing for the next 10 days. And I'll probably already be halfway through working on it. But if you guys have any ideas or suggestions for things to do in the future, let me know. I think as well, what I'm going to do after the 10 days is release an instrumental version of the track. And what I would love for that is for people to put their own lyrics over it and show me what you got. Show me what you got. But no, I think that would be quite a good idea to get you guys a bit involved. You know, I'm by no means perfect at making music, and I think one message that I'm trying to get across is that if you want to make music, you can do it. You don't have to spend loads of money. You don't need a studio mic. Yes, it makes it sound better, but you don't need it. All you really need is a cheap computer, a decent mic, and software to make it on. One thing that always sort of kept me away from music is I was always worried about what people would think. I'm 27 now, and so I'm getting to a point in my life where I'm just like, do I care that much? You know, as long as I'm happy, then that's fine. And, you know, I think after these, well, it's not quite the 10 days yet, but if I've learned anything from the last week or so, it's that this is what makes me happy. You know, I find so much joy in making music, and whether that's just for myself or for other people, there's just something so satisfying about having an idea in your head and turning it into something that you're proud of. And I want you guys to do the same. I want you to follow my journey. So if you're like me 2 weeks ago and you're sat at home umming and ahhing about, oh, is it good enough? Do I release this? Am I ready? Blah, 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 blah. Do it. Just take the time, put the time in and do it, because you'll thank yourself for it later. And even if it goes nowhere and nothing happens a year down the line with what you're doing, you can sit there and say, do you know, I tried. I put my all into it. I tried, and maybe it's not for you, but you know, you're more likely to regret the things you didn't do rather than the things you did. So if you get 2 months down the line and you realise that maybe you're not quite enjoying it, maybe your heart's not all there, you can move on to the next thing. But until you try that first thing, your brain isn't going to let you move on, because it's always like, what if? What if I did this? What if I did that? What if I went on that run? What if I changed my diet? What if I started a new hobby? What if I took a risk and quit my job for art? You know, I'm not saying quit your job, don't do that, because obviously it's a very tough world we're living in at the minute. We need the money, but give it a go. Give your passion a go. Take it seriously. Treat it as a part-time job until it becomes a job. And only then will you be satisfied as a person. And I'm only saying that because that's how I feel. And that is what is important, is making yourself happy. So I'm sorry for the deep rant, but if you've enjoyed this video and you've enjoyed the series so far, please drop it a like, massively helps out, and drop a follow as well. Pop any comments or questions or ideas or suggestions down in the comments below. And I will see you guys soon. And maybe one day, you will be talking to present Jordan. But today, you get future Jordan. Or I suppose technically past Jordan, because when I post this, future me will post a video of past Jordan in the future. I don't know. Make that make sense. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.